Welcome back, friends. So I want to tell you about this little experiment I did this past weekend where I tested a pay to shop experience versus kind of a, free shopping experience at this big giant sale that they have here in the city that I live in, which is Baton Rouge. So last year, I went and I stood in line for literally an hour and not, I stood in line for an hour plus, like an hour plus extra time because I think one of the ladies like inside that were volunteering for the sale got, I don't know, something happened to them. So they had to call the ambulance. I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing at the situation. And so everybody had to wait longer. So I basically waited like an hour and a half last year for this sale to open up on the very first day. I even like took off of work for it. And then when I went inside, I unfortunately didn't find much, which most years I do find things. So maybe I just had an unlucky year. But this year I decided to actually pay for the pre-sale. And the tickets were $35, which, I mean, that's kind of pricey, right? You hope that you can find something for 35. I mean, you hope that you can find something for getting in at $35, right? So I think I did find something, and I think I did, I think I did better. There's kind of no way to have any kind of control in this experiment because I'm only comparing last year, which was at a different, it was a totally different year, totally different experience, different build. They choose to build a different building like basically every year. They just depend on someone donating a building for them, and so they wait almost the last minute to do that. And so it was in a different building, different donations, of course. So maybe I just had a run of bad luck last year because previous years, they were actually okay. I don't think I find a ton of stuff, but I mean, like I said, the years prior were pretty good. I found some really great stuff, and last year, not so much. So I decided to pay, and I didn't even stand in line because I woke up late. I woke up like 35 minutes late, and I just kind of got up and went, and I was like 20 minutes late to the sale. I just went in normally, showed them my ticket, and I think it was better than actually like standing in line for an hour. I think I honestly will just do that in the future. I'll just like wait till everybody runs in and then try to get there once everybody is in, because it's just, I don't know, standing in line for an hour or more is rough, right? So let me show you the haul that I got from this, and you can tell me if you think the $35, I would love to hear if you think the $35 was worth it. Okay, so let me start with the kind of smaller things, or maybe the things that, okay, so there was a few things that I got because maybe I didn't think I was getting enough stuff, or I kind of just found a couple things the last second. At first I was like, oh no, I'm not finding like anything. And then at the end, throughout, yeah, I spent 3 hours there. And this is what I got with, my 3 hours of time. And that's basically when I basically got in when it opened and got out when it ended. So everything that I got was during that 3 hour span of time. And it's not honestly that much stuff, but I think I got some decent stuff, but you tell me. Okay, so I'm going to start out with something that I did not do that well on. I got this Jenga Girl Talk version of Jenga, and it is from, I think, 2006 or 7. I thought it was like a Toys R Us version because when I briefly comped it, I mean, I'm trying to comp it while there's like people everywhere. And I thought it was like I said, Toys R Us version. It looks like they got it from TJ Maxx though. And when I got it home, I should have counted it while I was in there, but I'm just kind of running around, picking up stuff, looking at stuff, and it was only $2. I did leave all the price tags on there so you guys could see. But yeah, I counted them, and I'm like 3 Jenga blocks short. I don't know why Jenga even needs a girl version. I think that's so crazy. Apparently, like, you take out the brick and you read the question. It's like, who is the last person that you texted? Or who do you have a crush on? Do you think there's a boy version of Jenga? Probably not, right? Okay, so I'm going to put that aside. Okay, there is something else that I wanted to show you that was a fail. Okay, so I got this, like, I think this was one of the last things that I picked up. This is an iPad power adapter. It's one of the older ones, if you can see that. But I'm like, oh, those still sell, right? And it didn't have a price on it. So I asked them to price it for me. And they offered to price it for me. And I was like, okay, $2, you know, I'll take it. Then I got it home. And the right thing, of course, is not in the box. Only half of it is in there. It's like the half that goes into the other part of the charger. And then this part, of course, goes into the wall. It's only, like I said, half there. I can't really do anything with this except redonate. It's not worth putting on eBay and everything. So those are my 2 absolute complete fails. Now, I also have the receipt right here, and I did pay, my total for everything was $61. And I'm seeing, I don't know, okay, I'm seeing, I only see maybe one thing that maybe I didn't get charged correctly for, but maybe in my favor. I wasn't with them. Also, I got so unlucky. I got there and like, I have a very, very tiny purse. My wallet is usually at the bottom of my purse, and I kept feeling for my wallet, and I kept not feeling it, but I was just like, I'm sure it's there, I'm sure it's there. So then I get to the checkout, and my wallet is not there. And they do not take Venmo, they do not take anything like that. So it's just cash or credit card. And I had sometimes I will take out credit cards and just throw it in my purse. Of course, I didn't have that luck anyway. So I ended up Venmoing a woman $45 because I had $16 in cash. She was very, very nice to do that for me because she did not have to do that. I would have been just buying what I could with my $16. But thankfully, she saved the day. Okay, so let's go on to some of the better things. Now, you can tell me what you think about this, whether this is kind of a fail or not. This is vintage sugarcane bags. So I bought these, sorry, I had to sneeze. I bought these for, it used to say $4 right there. But I bought these for $4, and they're just like these cool pinup pure cane sugar bags. Now, again, when I saw them, I was just like, oh, you know, pinup sugarcane bags. Those might sell. Pinup stuff always does well, right? I looked them up, and on Etsy, I think, I don't know, like $10 maybe. So I don't think I did as well in those, especially for $4. Maybe for $2, I could have done like a little bit better. But I don't know. I probably could have passed that out. But it was one of those things last minute that I was just like, I wanted some ephemera. And I kept looking through all of the ephemera, and they weren't pricing it cheaply. It's like they were pricing by photograph. You know, you couldn't just buy a huge lot of items. Now, I probably will go on Sunday when everything is half off, and I'm gonna maybe see what I can find, but this is what I got. Okay, so for also $4, which I didn't love paying $4, but you know, I wish it could have been a little bit less. And I'm just noticing it has like a crack here. But yeah, it's Nirvana. It is a DVD. I thought it was one of those high definition CDs that can go for like a lot of money. but it is actually a promo DVD, and I thought it was cool that there was like this pumpkin Nirvana symbol inside. See, it's like messing up. Okay, and so I am doing like this, I am vending at this Dead Media sale on Saturday, and I thought this would be like, if I didn't want to sell it online, I could probably get a little bit more for it online, like full price, but I could probably quick flip it at the sale this Saturday for, you know, $10. And yeah, because this is kind of a rare item. I think online it goes for like in between 20 and 30. But yeah, at the sale, I'll probably ask for 10. But it'll definitely sell because Nirvana stuff always does very well. Okay, so I don't know a lot about sports equipment, but I did pick this up and it was for $2. It is a, obviously, baseball mitt, and it looks to be a left-handed one. It says J.C. Higgins, Sears, Roebuck and Company. I'm gonna ask for 35. I don't know if I'll get that much. I really don't know. I think I've only sold like maybe one baseball glove before, and it's a 1645 inside. I think it is really, really worn out, but it's a spiral laced master trap. It says Bob Clement over here on the side. I know I don't have to, I tried to put like all the lighting in this room, and I feel like I'm still getting a lot of shadows, and I have the ring light on, still a ton of shadows in this area. So I'm gonna have to find like a better source of light, I think. This is also a real sketchy thing because I saw these Levi's that were made in USA, and I haven't always had the best luck with Levi's, right? Coffee time. But I always pick up Levi's if they're, you know, for a certain amount, and, you know, they're vintage, USA, even if they're like late 90s, early 2000s, it's fine. Unfortunately, okay, so I don't know if you guys know this, but you can look at the tag right here, and in between there it says 1197 right there. And what that means is it was made in November of 97. They have a leather patch in the back, and they are 540s. Here's what I found out about 540s, which is that they are not on anybody's list of most wanted, even though they're vintage jeans. They're made with, okay, so they're made with stretch material. Even though they don't feel stretchy to me, they're just not made with the most like highest quality materials. It was made for Walmart and Kmart. It's like a signature brand, and both of the ones that I got have like these brown tabs right there. So if you see these, they don't go for a whole lot. I got 2 of these for $5 a piece. They are kind of they're not dark wash, but they're, you know, not super light wash, which I think people kind of go for. But it is unfortunate that, you know, sometimes you learn a lesson. But I think one of them I didn't get charged for because I don't see, I only see one instance in which they charged me $5, so whatever. But these were made in 6 of 96. These are harder to read right there. But these also have like the leather patch, 540. So I just know in the future to kind of like maybe steer clear of these. We'll see how well these do though. Maybe I'll just lot them together. I'll give them a wash. They definitely have like a, you know, thrift store smell, I guess. And I'll give them a wash, and maybe I'll just lot them together if they're the same size. If they are not, let's see, 36 times 30, so they're not. That's okay. I'll throw them up on Posh, and the last time I had a pair of a pair of USA Levi's. They sold easier on Posh than they did. They sat forever on eBay, and then I put them on Posh and they sold kind of quicker there. So we'll see about that. The other thing that is maybe so-so is I really do think this will sell around Halloween time. This like cool pumpkin patch Halloween vest. It's kind of like a bad Christmas sweater or tacky Christmas sweater, but Halloween. And there's not a whole ton of those. $4. And then there is like a little back kit right there. But yeah, I thought that might do well. And then the last piece of clothing that I bought, I'm not a big clothes seller, but I do look at them, and if I see anything I know. I looked at the purses. They kind of wanted a lot for the purses, but I always look for stuff like the LL Bean bags or, you know, like weird tote bags that people tend to underprice and I can pick up, but I didn't see any of that. But what I did find is kind of interesting. It's not a purse. It's a sweater. It's a cardigan. And it's kind of a boring cardigan. I don't think... It's like a purple, maroon color. But as you can see there, it is Alley Cat by Betsey Johnson. The tag is hanging on by a thread. But I looked these up very briefly, this tag right here, because some of Betsey Johnson does not do well. However, this tag is her early 70s line. And it's also got like a little paper tag here. It's very, very old. You could probably just like rip this off pretty easily. But yeah, this line can do very, very well, like in the hundreds. Now, I probably will not get that, okay? I mean, I may only get around like the $50 mark, but still, this was $2. They wanted to charge me $8 for this. They want too much for their women's clothes. I don't know why, but the reason they gave it to me for $2 is because they took off the hanger and they were like, oh no, it has a hole in it. And I'm trying to find that hole right now. Someone put the hanger through, or either created a hole or accidentally put the hanger through this hole right here. I don't think the hole is that big of a deal. Someone could probably fix that or put a patch or something, kind of sew that up really well. I am not a person who sews. I sometimes wish I would kind of learn, because I could fix some of the clothes that I pick up occasionally. But I think, you know, Betsey Johnson collectors will buy this. I'm gonna have to wash it like in a delicate cycle. I don't know how much I'm gonna get on this. I'm hoping for 50 to, we'll say 50 to 70, just because I'm seeing some big numbers, but it may be way less of that with the hole. That's kind of up in the air. It has these long ties also. But yeah, I thought that was really cool. Something else I got kind of last minute was like this little micro jammers, and I love 90s toys that are still in the package. Like, I will always pick that up, especially for like $2. This was made in 1997, but this is as you can see, the trumpet. It doesn't work anymore, and who knows about the batteries that are inside. These do go for, especially if you have a few of them, you can make some money off of these. I'm gonna say 20 to 25. All right, and so now we're getting to the couple of better things. I'm kind of looking around, making sure I'm not missing anything. I think this is it though. Okay, so only a couple more things, and I could not believe I found this, because I was just looking at it and people were like looking through all the toys, okay? I was just like, am I, you know, why am I not, why did only I see this? I feel like people would have gone through there already, but Key to the Kingdom. And It does not have every single piece, but I think that's going to be okay. I see there are 4 little bridge pieces. Okay, let's see. 4 out of like, I think 6 bridge pieces. There are, I'm missing like 1 little action figure. Oh, let me show you the little pieces because they're kind of neat. It's kind of a big game that's like awkward to show, but, and I'm losing the pieces in front of me, but these are kind of cool. This is like the big like demon guy. It's almost like a D&D game. And let me show you the actual board game because it's pretty cool. Here are the cards. And I counted all the cards. All the cards are there. Actually, it has, okay, 5 of the gate pieces. I think I found one later on that had fallen on my floor that I just missed. So I'm only missing 1 gate piece, 1 action figure. But look how cool this is. Okay, this is part of the board game. And there's this little hole. Hello. And what you do is if you're on this part of the board, you can get this like closed up on you. I don't know, it's weird. Like if you go inside the whirlpool, you can open this up and it's like way more board game. And then if you go back on here, you can close it up and really, and like kill all the people that are on the board, basically, if they don't get off the board in time. They have like 3 rolls to get off the board. If they don't, then they're out of the game. That sounds insane to me, but that's how it goes. But yeah, it's got like cool little parts. It's like got all these little dungeons. It's the bone pit. On the front, it said something like, it's a whirlpool of fun. And I was like, what does that mean? And then I realized, oh, so you have to go on these little whirlpools and, you know, I guess take everybody out. So I thought that was neat. I don't know if it's a fun game to play. I've never played it. I believe, I want to say like I have heard of this game being a bolo, like in the past. Like I've heard like maybe other resellers talking about this game, but it's been a long time. And so when I saw it, I saw the name of it and I'm like, that's a D&D game. That's gotta be worth something. And it was only, let's see if the price is, oh, I took the price off because I didn't, it was $2. Okay, you'll just have to believe me on that. I didn't want the tags taking like off more of the like paper on the board, you know, because like there's damage there. There's actually like some tape here, but it's kind of keeping it together. It's holding together fairly well. Me and my husband Blake, I think he definitely saw it and he wants to sell it, but he wants to play it first. And then we are going to, I think I'm just going to sell it all in one. Maybe on Poshmark because it'll be easier to ship. We'll have to see. I love picking up board games, long board games, but they can be a pain to ship for sure. Okay, let me put this up and then I will be back and I'll show you like 2 more things. Okay, I've told y'all in a past video, long time ago, when I picked up an Uno game in like a 10 and it was worth like $45. This game isn't worth that much, but I almost always look up games in 10 boxes because a lot of times they can be worth some money. This was $2. All the games are $2. It was amazing. What this is all the cards are here. The little book is here. There's 110 cards. You basically take these cards and put them in historical, like on a timeline. Like you take them and go, okay, JFK was shot for the moon landing and after the French Revolution and that kind of thing. So you put your cards in order of the time it was done. And I don't know what the rules of the game are, but this goes for between 20 and 25. Again, this is the game timeline. Here's the back of it. And there are a lot of expansions to it too that, so if you find like a bunch together, you can really... Okay, so my video just randomly turned off. I think I had my phone turned to where, I don't know, like I need to get a new tripod because every tripod I have is just trash and like breaks super easily. And I have spent some money on tripods. I don't know what is the deal with me and tripods. Anyway, so yeah, that was the second to last thing, and the last thing is the best. So let me show you that. And this is a bolo. Definitely look out for this. This is a bronze mount blanket. It has the price right there, $26. And I definitely, I mean, I paid up for it because I looked it up and it was getting very, very good prices. It says list price $243. I was like, okay, so why wouldn't they price it higher? It says $243 here. But of course, that's like, you know, brand new at the store. So, but still, I mean, it's getting like, you know, $150 to $200 per blanket online on eBay. So, and like, okay, you open it and you feel it, and it's made in America. It's made in Maine. And I mean, it is just, it's so soft. And it's got like these little, whatever you call these, fringes or whatever. It is very, very nice material. It's made on like antique, whatever you call those things that you like make blankets on, you know, the weaving, is it a weaving wheel or a woven thing or whatever? You know what I'm talking about. So this, yeah, so I'm going to try to put this up for, I don't even need to wash it or anything. It's just like clean. It's like new and packaged. So I'm just going to keep it as is. It smells great. I'm going to try to get 150 to 200 for it. We'll have to see. But yeah, definitely put this on your bolo list because that is some good money. Bronze mount. Never heard of it before. I just looked over in the linen section and these women were like, I had to wait so long to like wait till, because you don't want to reach over people or whatever. But I asked politely, I was like, hey, can I look at that blanket right there? And the woman